I need you to be honest with me right now, guys. Have you ever wondered if there's an alternate universe where there's another version of you that has to do the exact opposite of everything that you're doing in this universe? So every time you pee in the toilet, he has to pee on his own face. And so one day in the shower, you pee on your own face just to give that guy a break. Have you ever done a backflip and turned into a brick wall? Have you ever had the appearance of horizontal slats of wood? The vast majority of us, try as we might, will not accomplish even one of those things in our whole entire lives. But this wall behind me has done at least two of those things, and he's not even a year old. Man. Kids these days, huh? Welcome to the first episode of Odd Jobs, the show that I'm starting because I got stuff to do. Before we get going, I got some pretty great, or should I say wonderful, news. Not so great for the haters and the doubters because they're probably just gonna hate and doubt this. But as much as they've been saying the whole time that I would never make anything out of myself, guess who discovered the ninth wonder of the world? Me. And already they're probably hating and doubting, thinking I'm lying or joking or something, but no. I just got off the phone with the curators of the other 8 wonders, and they're really happy because they're so bored of the other ones. They're just like so old. We're on the phone and they're like, "What, Eli, tell us, what is it, what?" And I'm like, not what, who. That's right, guys. The ninth wonder of the world is actually 14 people. I know that might come as a shock to you guys, but trust me. Bear with me. In order of appearance, Seth Mullet, the absolute mad lad that gave me $20 that allowed me to purchase this robust and hardy box of screws. Logan Wilson, who gave $100 thinking it would increase his chances of getting a shout out. Ha. Yup. Anthony, the guy with the last name that I see everywhere but I still don't know how to say. Brooke Farrell, or Pharrell. Niquel Carrillo, mucho rico. Taylor Miller, famous for fixing clothes and grinding up corn. Joseph Jackson, I think that's a fake name. Ryan Kennedy, try not to get assassinated. Aiden Etchison, who donated a weird amount of money. Christian Canales, more like Christian Big Wallets, because he gave me $100 and then gave me $1 after that. Henning Wilmsman. If ever there was a mansion called Henning Wilmsman Manor, I would not go in because that'd probably be haunted. Then Robert Beeler with the 50 big ones. Pennies. He gave me 50 cents. Franklin Johnson with the actual 50 big ones. Adam Jansen, more like Adam dancing on a street corner to try to make back that $100 he gave me. Seth Mullet with the 50 bucks. I could buy 2.5 more boxes of screws. Not that I would need to. And lastly, Jesus Christ himself, the man died for my sins. From this point on, guys, I'm really gonna make an effort to let the people who go above and beyond to keep the channel running, to let them know how much I appreciate them. I'm gonna be doing shout outs whenever I can. These guys not only allowed this video to happen, but likely the next video. And on a kind of serious note, they allowed me to buy groceries for the first time in 3 weeks, which from where I'm standing is a pretty good thing. If you guys like the channel and you want to support it, PayPal is an awesome way to do that. And PayPal would be the easiest way for me to get you guys names for shout outs and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's worth much to you guys, but at this point, that's pretty much the best I can do. So, but today, Odd Jobs, it's a series that I'm starting, like I said, because I got stuff to do. Literally because I got stuff to do. The house is not fit for sale right now. If people come and check it out, they're just gonna walk right out. So I am gonna be making a sort as soon as I possibly can, but every single month that I gotta pay $2 grand on the house is no brains at all. Thank you guys again. You guys are the MVPs, which stands for Most Valuable PPs.
I'm not a PP. I'm not a PP.
Here's Odd Jobs. Hope you guys like it. It's probably gonna be kind of weird, but you did subscribe to me. Okay, here we have the real authentic brick. It looks a little skinny on camera, but trust me, it is the thickness of a real brick. I just gotta figure out the camera settings one of these days. So these panels are 4 feet wide, 8 feet long. I want the backdrop to be at least 6.5 feet long, but it's also gonna be off the ground about 6 inches, so it has good clearance to do all that spinny stuff. So I'm gonna cut 2 4-foot lengths out of this 2x4. These will go on the bottom and the top, but this is gonna be 6.5 feet long, so we gotta find the 6.5 foot mark. Now we'll get another 3 2x4s, and we have to cut them at a length that is 6.5 feet minus the thickness of 2 of these 2x4s. For whatever gosh forsaken reason, a 2x4 is actually 1.5 inches wide. So that means 6'6" minus 3 inches, 6'3". Wow, just my height. spots like this, you can see that this 2x4 is a little bit twisted, so you just twist it back. Plant your screw. Actually, we got a whole different problem. I kind of screwed it on like that a little bit. You got to press it down, make sure that it's completely flat so that the panels can lay on it completely flat too. This thing doesn't want to cooperate. Luckily, my building materials don't get a vote. We got a nice little frame here. Pull it this way so we can work in the sunlight. Got the bottom over there lined up perfectly. Now we'll use the top of the frame, or the bottom, I guess, if you're in Australia. We actually use the top of this as a stencil. Dang it. How did that even happen? The heck? I spent all that time putting the cream cheese on it and it just falls in the wrong spot. This is what happens when you give your building materials a vote. Well, I hope it stays. That brick wall was really hard to lift. All right, I'm gonna do a few screws, but I'm only gonna do them in the top and the bottom because I definitely want these to stay off camera. I'm pretty sure what was left still stuck, but man, that sucks to look at. Well, it's not pretty and it might not work, but at least I can say I smeared cream cheese all over a brick wall. No one can take that from me. I'm also gonna do this. My thought process is that if a burglar ever breaks in and he rattles this around, and he'll probably think it's full of candy, and then he'll break it open and it's just full of wood pellets. Got him. Now it's so that whenever I flip the thing from brick to wood or wood to brick, then all the wood pellets will go to the bottom and hold that side down. It's a counterweight, basically. I'm sure you could use whatever you want, sand or dirt or whatever. This is just what I had in the garage. That was a little better. That's a nice little looking ice cream sandwich. All right, here we got the center, and then we got 3 inches on both sides. We got a 6-inch piece of 2x4 right here. A little bit of construction adhesive just to hold it down while I put the screws in. So now when we plant in this lag bolt, we got way more material to go into. It'll make it last a whole lot longer, but also this extra height here provides a lot of clearance so that you don't have the arms of the frame coming up right up against this thing and potentially clipping the edge of it when you're trying to spin it. It's looking pretty good so far, I like it. Alright, this is probably going to take a lot of getting used to with all the jumpiness and also probably the editing too, but a big part of odd jobs has got to be multitasking, because if I'm just focusing on one thing for a super long time, I'm never going to get anything done. So I'm also today going to be putting Seth's screws to good use. I did not just buy a $20 bucket of screws because I saw that I had $20 in my bank account. Seth's screws are going to be part of what holds my house together for, I guess, until the house is gone or until it's not my house anymore. I wasn't thinking too straight when I first noticed this issue, being that just over time, for some reason, these nails are just kind of wiggling out of this this tin. So when I first noticed the issue, I just went through with a hammer and just put them all back in, which obviously doesn't fix the issue, because if they wiggle out one time, they're going to wiggle out again. And as you can see, this one's already wiggling out a little bit. So what I'm going to be doing is pulling out these bad boys and be replacing them with some good boys. I need a cup or something for these. So yeah, thank you very much again, Seth. I haven't had money for food recently, let alone a $20 bucket of screws. Thank you very much. You're a good guy. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea how loose these things really are, literally just tug on this a little bit. The nail's already popping out. I can literally just pull it out with my fingers. Not up to snuff. And then while I was up there balancing up on the ladder with a camera in one hand and a driver in the other hand and a mouthful of screws, this happened. I replaced all the nails with screws. Luckily, nothing bad happened. I mean, being up on a ladder can be pretty dangerous, but if you're careful, you got nothing to worry about. All right, we're already due for more rain later today. I've literally been waiting weeks for just maybe like a 2-day break in the weather where it could be nice and sunny and I can finally do this. I'm up here on the roof. This wood paneling right here is peeling right off and there's so many bugs back there. They keep getting into here, which is my computer room. I just want to replace all of this wood paneling and me and my uncle are gonna be painting the house sometime this summer. So that should be good. Look at how nice my windows look from the outside though. Also got a bunch of tree branches breaking down. Gotta clean that up, maybe get some firewood out of that. So literally just in the last few weeks, it snowed in April. It's been either like raining or it's been way too cold for me to be up here or it's been way too windy for me to be up here. This is a pretty steep incline. I'm not trying to run around here being a wiggler on the roof, carrying around these giant sheets of plywood and just gonna blow off and go for the ride of my life. At the very least though, something I was able to do was seal this chimney. The brick was just completely naked. What the heck is that? The brick was naked, so it was just, what did the guy say? Drinking water? Basically, it was absorbing water, and I thought that the roof was leaking because in the room below, the brick was wet and it was dripping every time it would rain, so I figured like something around here was leaking. But no, I got the roofing guy out here. He told me that the brick was just drinking water, so I got this, this brick sealant spray and I sprayed the whole thing. And now, in spite of the fact that it's been raining and snowing and all sorts of crazy stuff, the brick down there is actually drying up. So thank God I don't have to pay for repairs on this brand new roof. Now I just gotta wait for a good clear spot in the weather for me to do this. I'm probably gonna have to do that in the next episode of Odd Jobs, but don't worry guys, I'm gonna do the sword video next. I just had some stuff that I definitely needed to do. Oh boy. I'm gonna put the camera away. But a huge round of applause for the other PayPal donators that actually allowed me to buy the wood that I'm gonna be using to replace the wood paneling up there. This stuff it wasn't that pricey. It was like 30 bucks a sheet, but that was 100 whatever bucks that I did not have. So seriously, thank you guys so much. You're making the dream work. All right, now this backdrop thing. This place is pretty messy right now. I did let it go pretty bad, unfortunately. But the backdrop's looking fresh. Who can deny? See, I got it set up on those casters so I can just easily push the whole thing around anytime I need to. We can easily go from brick and just pull it down like that. All the candy goes down to the bottom. Got a nice hardwood background. I super like this thing, and something that as a YouTuber I super appreciate is that I have a place to stand where I can just say, okay, if my toes are right here, then my face will be the proper distance from the camera to be in focus. Seriously makes all the difference in the world, but I am liking this thing. I'm liking it a lot. One final big thank you to Seth and the crew for making this video and the next couple of them work. You guys are awesome. You go just do the best ones. Remember, if you're trying to help out, here's the old PayPal. Thank you guys really, really so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.